Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in for our live educational snake talk. This is a special edition for all the special dads out there. Happy Father's Day to you all. I hope you have been treated well. Please note that we do have a medical aid officer on standby for the duration of this streaming because this will be a dangerous snake educational session. Sparky luckily knows what he's doing, so we're not worried at all, but safety does come first. Thank you for everyone for tuning in. Without further ado, let's take you to Sparky.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our third episode of our Snake Ed Weekend. As Marlies mentioned, it's Father's Day today, so very happy Father's Day for all the dads out there. I hope you guys enjoy our stream today. So before I get started, we're going to have two Cobras out with us today. Both of them very different colorations and also very, very different temperaments. So the first one I'm going to get out for you, she's a very nervous one, also very aggressive. So I'm only going to have her out for a very short period of time as I do not want to overstress her. But as for educational purpose, I want you guys to see just how different certain individuals of the same species can be. Alright, so if you guys are ready, I hope you're ready as I am. I'm very, very excited to show you guys. I'm going to get the first one out for you right now. She might be a little bit of a jack in the box. Yep. Alrighty. So over here we've got our first Cape Cobra. As you can see, she's a nice dark brown coloration. Hey, easy there, girl. Nice dark brown coloration. And as you can see, she's very, very keen on movement. Even the slightest movement from the hook, she's keeping her eye on. So very beautiful snake. She's very nervous. She might strike a few times, but please don't worry about it. Our camera woman is at a very safe distance. I've got my equipment with me, so everything should be good. Alright, so Cape Cobras are a medium-sized snake, reaching a size of about 1.2 meters to 1.4 meters. And in rare cases, you also do get individuals that grow up to about 2.3 meters, but this is only in very rare cases. Now, as you can see, as Marlies is moving, she's keeping her eye on her. So very, very defensive snakes. Just like the African rock python, there's a lot of animals that can eat these snakes in the wild. Therefore, they have to be very aggressive to protect themselves. So you can see the nice brown body coloration. You get them in various colorations, with the yellow body coloration being the most prominent and most widespread coloration. The brown coloration, like she is right here, is most often found in the Western Cape, closer toward Cape Town side. So you can see just the impressive hood that she's making. She's actually very calm now. I'm quite surprised how calm she is at the moment. Usually when we take her out from the enclosure, there's a lot more striking going on. So I'm very happy to have her actually be fairly relaxed, even though she's in a defensive posture. So the Cape Cobras, they are the most venomous cobra in all of Africa. And their venom is often compared to that of the black mamba and is capable of killing a person in under half an hour, although those are only in exceptionally rare cases. And often people that die under half an hour from a bite by these snakes do have a certain sensitivity towards the venom. But otherwise, most often, it takes about 6 to 15 hours on average for the venom to actually kill a person. Venom is very, very complex. Just to give you an idea, for example, a black mamba with neurotoxic venom, meaning that it's a nerve-attacking venom. When they bite a human being, we show signs of neurotoxic envenomation. However, when a black mamba bites its rodent prey, the venom has a cytotoxic effect on the animal. Alright, so I think she's looking past me towards the window there. I've got no idea what she's seeing there, which is absolutely beautiful. Alright, so I'm just going to quickly put her back now, just to keep her nice and calm. I don't want her to stress too much. I'm very happy you guys could see her. And I'm also very pleasantly surprised how calm she is. Alright, can you go? Okay, put you back. There we go. Oopsie. So I should just add a little bit of a nick there. There you go. It's alright. Alright. Now she'll be happy where she is right now. Now she feels nice, safe and secure. Okay, so the next one we're going to take out, she's also a little bit bigger, and she's so gorgeous. Tap her out. I think she's actually sleeping right now. There you go. Where are you? Come here. There we go. Alright, so as you can see, much bigger than the previous one. And she's, I was about to say she's much calmer, but still on defense. Alright, so as you can see, much different coloration. You get them in a wide variety of colors, ranging from nice golden yellow, bright golden yellow, sometimes even an orangey yellow, to nice dark brown, dark chocolate brown, or sometimes even looking black. In the Eastern Cape, you also get some individuals that looks very speckled. So you'll see her with a yellow body coloration with brown speckles, or they'll be brown with a lot of yellow speckles. So it's a very wide variety of colors. They can be juveniles. Also do have a black band running across their neck, just to make them more visible when defending themselves against predators. Alright, now so of the 151 snake species that we do get in southern Africa, only 16 of those species are lethal enough to kill a human. Now that's not a lot of venomous snakes. So when you find a snake out in your garden or in your home, statistically it's most likely to be a non-venomous snake. Unfortunately, still a lot of those snakes do get treated as venomous snakes, and they are killed on the spot. As you can see, this cobra has every right to be afraid or to defend itself, but rather than just attack senselessly, she's checking out the situation, she's making calculations, assessing the level of threat she's under, and that's what she's going to use to defend herself. When you find cobras in the wild, most often you will just see a tail disappearing into the bush. That's what 90% of the cases look like. If you catch them out in the open, still they will try and flee. If you corner them or try to harass them, they'll stand up, stand their ground, spread an impressive hood, and then hiss to warn you. If you do not back off, the snake will start striking. The first couple of strikes will always be mock strikes, depending on the level of threat. This is where they just strike, lunge forward with an open mouth, just to hiss, make a lot of noise to show you, listen, I'm dangerous, I'm big, don't mess with me, I will get you. And still, they give the mock strikes. If then you still do not give the snake a chance to escape, that's when they will bite you. They've got full control over their venom glands, so they can decide exactly how much venom they can inject, which can range from a lot to a little to none whatsoever. So if the snake bites me, it is very possible that she might choose to not inject any venom at all. The venom glands of the snake, I'm going to see if she can be relaxed enough, is situated right there behind the eye. You can see she's got lovely big cheeks. Those cheeks are chock and block full of venom. The venom glands of these snakes is approximately the size of the tip of my pinky. Right about there. That's the size of the venom glands, and she's got a venom gland on each side of her head, right about that size. So they've got a very high venom yield. So with the venomous snakes you get in southern Africa, they've got different types of venom, from your cytotoxic venom that you most often get in your vipers, like your puff adder and your gaboon adder, to neurotoxic venom such as your cobras, your mambas, hemotoxic venom in your boomslang and vine snakes, and also myotoxic venom that you get in your sea snakes. Each venom works on a specific part of physiology. Like the neurotoxic venom mostly affects nerve cells, cytotoxic venom attacks the cells, hemotoxic venom works with your blood chemistry, and myotoxic venom is a paralyzing muscle venom. She's actually so nice and calm. So while she's nice and relaxed like this, just going to check, is it fine if we go quickly to the comment section? Do any one of you have any questions you'd like to know, any answers?
So we have Jens Rauer. Hello from Munich. Wow.
Oh, nice.
Thank you for tuning in. Nicole is back. Hi Nicole, thank you for being here. Adriaan Hougaard, that's Sparky's mom. Hi,
Mom.
son.
I'm careful, I promise.
Yeah, this is every mom's dream.
It's a nightmare for some.
Nikki Landman. Hallo oom Drian from Martinez in
Hello, Martinez.
Sabi. Louisa Dewalski, Sonia Oberholzer, and 2 others are watching. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Bertha Haasbroek. Hi you guys. All 4 of us are watching here in Canada.
Lekker. Hallo julle almal.
Nadia Bosch, one of our teammates, she's also watching, obviously checking up on us. And then one of our team members also posted, "Hi Sparky, thanks for doing this. This is absolutely amazing."
I should be actually thanking you for allowing me to do this.
Julian McKay, "Hey Adriaan, Sparky."
That's actually my roommate from varsity.
Wow. Joey Duplessis, nerves. I can see there's a little emoji here of a very nervous dog. Garrett, "Hey guys," he's checked in. Hi Garrett. Henk Lucas, "Hi, dis Henkie." Hello Henkie. Carmen Jacobs also watching. Hi Kami. Garrett asks, so here's the first official question.
Let's go for it.
If bitten by a Cape Cobra, how long do you have to safely get to hospital?
Alright, that's a very good question. Unfortunately, there's no straight answer to that. The thing with the venom, it affects different people very differently. So depending on your own body physiology and your own sensitivity to venom, it can take anything from half an hour or more. As I mentioned, most snake bites from a Cape Cobra averages around 6 to 15 hours before death occurs, but deaths under half an hour, between about 20 minutes to half an hour, have also been reported. Wow. So the best thing to do when you're bitten, stay as calm as possible. Have your friends or family, bring everything to you to get you to the hospital as quick as possible, all while remaining as calm as you can.
Thank you. Zakarak, my brother-in-law and the family's also watching. Julian McKay, "Hi Sparky, hello from Melpos. How's it going, my best roomie?"
So lekker, man. So lekker.
Arthur is saying hi from Yugi. Louisa, "Hi Louisa. Why are you not afraid of these kinds of snakes?" she asks.
Louisa, to be honest, I've been working with cobras most of my life. The first memory I actually have of a Cape Cobra is when I was around about 5 or 6 years old. I was still too short to drink water from the sink, so I leant over the bathtub to have a drink of water there, and there was a beautiful baby Cape Cobra right there in the bathtub. Obviously I got my family to catch it because I just wanted to keep it as a pet. I wanted to take it to school to show all my friends. And then my mom told me, when your teachers tell you to bring pets to school, they mean a bunny or a kitty cat or a dog, not a cobra. So unfortunately I couldn't keep the cobra, but since that day I've been absolutely fascinated by these animals. I've always tried to learn as much as possible from them. I understand their behavior, so I know what they're capable of. I know what they're going to do when they want to strike, and I also know what to do after you're bitten. So knowing what animal you're dealing with kind of eliminates a lot of the fear.
Wow, thanks Sparky. Sheridan is saying, "Amazing creatures. Good afternoon from Leeds, UK." Thank you so much for tuning in. We are so happy to have so many people watching today. Emcha, your mom, she's saying, "Sparky, at age 7 crying because I wouldn't allow him to take a juvenile Cape Cobra to show his teacher."
Yep, there were a lot of tears.
You're born an animal person, I suppose. Carmen is saying, "Nice background." Thanks, Carmi. We are trying our best to make these live feeds as interactive and as exciting for everyone. Nicole, she's asking, "Do we have an antitoxin at Kango?"
Here at Kango, we do not keep anti-venom. It is very expensive and it also has an expiry date. So the best thing is when bitten, get to the hospital as quick as possible. The hospital is also able to treat you symptomatically. A lot of bites do not need antivenom, but only in serious cases then they do use antivenom because antivenom is derived from the blood of horses, and sometimes a lot of people do show allergic reactions towards antivenom, which can actually be more fatal than the venom itself. So antivenom is used as a last resort. So before that, they'll try a lot of other things to keep you going.
Yvonne Groenewald, hi. How soon after being bitten should one get to the hospital? And what happens if your doctor doesn't have an antivenom? What would be the best first aid? What would the best first aid practice be?
Alright, so as I mentioned, the best first aid, the first response you can do is remain calm. The calmer you are, the slower your heart rate, the slower the spread of the toxins in your body. If you can get to the hospital as soon as possible, that would be great. But don't go running around trying to get to the hospital, stressing yourself out. It must be done as calmly and as quickly as possible. When you are at the hospital, you know, they all have their connections. They can phone other hospitals that do keep antivenom. They can either courier or fly over to the hospital that you are at, or even airlift you to a hospital that has antivenom and then treat you there.
Julian McKay, my question. How good is the hearing of a cobra compared to his vision and smell? If you can rank what senses he relies on most. Dankie, Sparky.
Okay, Julian, I see you like to try and get me in a corner here. Alright, so the thing with snakes is they do not have any external ear openings, and they do lack certain of the inner ear bones that a lot of other animals have. So they can't really hear a lot of airborne vibrations, although low frequency airborne vibrations they will be able to sense throughout their body. I don't know if my voice is deep enough to count as a low frequency, so it is possible that the cobra is currently hearing some mumbling in the background, but most often they rely on their sense of smell to detect prey, but they also do use their vision to a great extent. A lot of people think snakes don't have very good vision, but certain snakes like your boomslang and also your vine snakes can see prey in the next tree over, so they do quite have very good vision. But most often, to discern what's predator and prey, they go for the sense of smell.
Thank you so much. Lindy Bosman. Sparky is in sy element.
Definitely.
Like vir my ook so, Lindy. Cornelius Fourie, have you ever been bitten?
I've been bitten many times by many snakes. Luckily, 99% of those snakes were non-venomous species, like your brown house snakes, your boa constrictors, and so on. The only venomous snakes I've ever been bitten by are mildly venomous snakes, like your red lip heralds, your Karua whip or sand snakes, which have a venom that's pretty much as potent as a bee sting. One hectic bite I got was from a night adder 2 years ago. It was right here on my finger, but that was my own fault. But it was luckily just one scrape of one fang. My finger swelled up for about 2 weeks. I couldn't really move the finger at all, and after the 2 weeks it took about another month for me to regain full use of my finger again, and that is the last time I've been bitten by a venomous snake.
Some thanks, Sparky. Joey Du Plessis, this is in Afrikaans.
Yes.
Wat gebeur as jy nie weet watter slang jou gebyt het nie? Is daar 'n antivenom wat vir alle byte help?
That is a very good question. If you don't mind, I'm going to answer this in English. So we do have two types of antivenom in South Africa. We've got your polyvalent antivenom, which is used for Cape Cobra bites, Mamba bites, puff adder, gaboon adder, and also wrinkles bites. And you also have a monovalent antivenom, which is used exclusively for boomslang bites. So if you're unsure of what snake bit you, you don't have to worry too much, because if you go to the hospital, they will read what symptoms you're showing, and then by checking your symptoms, they will know if it's a cytotoxic or a neurotoxic or a hemotoxic bite, and then they will treat you accordingly. If you can get a photo of the snake to take with you, that will help you. However, please do not, if bitten, do not try and kill or catch the snake to take it to a hospital to identify. That usually results in more bites, meaning more venom in your system, meaning much less chance of survival. So if the snake bites you, leave it alone, take a good look at it, describe it as best as you can at the hospital, and then they will take it from there.
Kim. Hi Kim, thanks for watching. She's asked, have you actually ever been bitten? Yes Kim, he mentioned that a bit earlier. Thanks for joining us. He has been bitten many times, but luckily he knows what he gets himself into, and every time I suppose is a learning curve.
Definitely. No handling session is different from another. For example, right now this is the first time that this cobra during a handling session just absolutely really does nothing. I'm even moving around here. You guys can see she's not spreading a hood. She feels completely safe. She knows I'm not a threat. Therefore, she's not acting as if I'm a threat. So if you see the snakes in the wild, as I mentioned earlier, cobras like this, if given the option between fight and flight, most times, 99 or 100% of the times, they will choose flight before fight. Venom is very expensive for them to produce. It takes a lot of energy, so they don't want to waste it on you. They want to keep it for their prey.
Garrett is asking, what is your favorite snake, Sparky? Wait, let me show you.
That's the hardest question. Honestly, I haven't given much thought. There's so many snakes that I love that are absolutely unique and stunning in their own way. Cape Cobras, I'd say, is by far my favorite cobra species to work with. But to say which is my favorite snake, I can't do that. I really can't.
Is it the same as saying which of your children's your favorite?
I assume so.
Zach van Heerden, he's all the way from Centurion. By what venomous snakes have you been bitten before, if any?
As I mentioned earlier, the most venomous snake I've been bitten by was a night adder, which only has a mild cytotoxic venom. Even though it's a mild cytotoxic venom, it does still hurt and burn a lot, and it does cause tissue damage. But the lesser venomous snakes I've been bitten by are snakes like your red-lip herald snakes and your whip or sand snakes, which I mentioned earlier is about as toxic as a bee.
Griffin Norman, hello Griffin. Hey Sparky,
Hi.
You're super great at what you do. Thanks
Thank you
for
so
making
much.
this amazing live video possible.
I'm blushing as I'm standing here right now. Thank you guys so much. This is one of my greatest passions, is to teach people about reptiles. You know, the more you know about an animal, as I mentioned, the more you know what they're capable of doing. And I always tell visitors, the biggest difference between fear and appreciation is education. And I feel that is, that's the reason I'm here.
Nikki Landsman is asking, Martinez wants to know, how do you know that it is going to strike?
Martinez, that's a very good question. So if you look at the snake's body language, the way he moves, the way he poses himself, you can see, when they get ready. So for instance, if someone wants to punch you, you know what they're going to do. They're going to plant their feet, they're going to throw their shoulders back, and then they're going to throw the fist to punch. It's pretty much the same with a cobra. You can see tension in the body, you can see tension there in the hinge where the body starts going up, and you will see them start to aim to throw the body forward, and then they will strike.
Garrett's asking, man, people think snakes are so slimy because they look so smooth. What do they actually feel like?
They feel polished. I'd say, Marlies, you can come closer. She's very calm. Sorry guys, I'm just going to quickly focus on the snake while Marlies moves closer, just so you can get a nice look.
Let me go this way.
At her scales. So the thing is, I'm going to just slowly touch her here. She's probably not going to do too much. There we go. So as you can see, very calm snake. The scales look very slimy, but that's just because they're so shiny. But if you feel on your fingernails, and just imagine it much smaller, that's pretty much what the snake feels like. When a snake sheds its skin, there is a bit of a residual oily layer covering their body. That's usually what gives them sometimes a rainbowy shiny color, which is called iridescence. And this is one of the things that helps them from drying out when they're out in the sun all day.
She is watching me.
Yeah.
What venomous snake do you fear working with the most? For me, it's forest cobras.
Forest cobras, yeah, they are very big snakes. Luckily, their behavior is much like the Cape Cobra. At this moment, I'd say black mambas, because they're very long, they're very fast, super nervous snakes, and the least amount of friction is needed to cause them to strike. So I'd say black mambas would be the scariest ones to work with for me.
Mariska Killian. Hi Mariska. Is it true that snakes have two penises?
That is both true and false. It is called a hemipene. which is basically the penis that is split all the way almost to the base, and they can use each half separately. So that is pretty much correct, yeah.
Okay, that's all the questions for now.
All right. So, as you can see, cobras, when they look forward, they are often very, or you can even say hyper-focused on the predator or the attacker. And then sometimes if you look, she's not really paying much attention to what's going on behind her, so I can give her a nice little stroke with a hook behind her head. But as soon as I touch her, she knows, okay, there is something behind me. I'm not really going to look, but there is still something in front of me, but I know what's going on behind me as well. So she's checking out, she's actually keeping her eye on both of us now, turning her head to look at me and at my release, all the while calculating, okay, listen, who's the biggest threat here amongst the two? But she's still nice and calm. So Cape Cobras, in the wild, they eat quite a wide variety of prey. Most often it is rodents, and they are actually very well adapted to live in small urban areas and also in farms. And it's usually these low populated human habitations where a lot of rodents are. So these snakes are helping us very much by taking care of our rodent problems. But they do also eat toads, birds, eggs, and even other snakes. Cobras are also revered for being able to eat puff adders, which is one of our other deadly snakes that we get in the area. So as I mentioned earlier, of the 151 species of snakes in southern Africa, only 16 are deadly. 5 of those species occur right here in the Oudtshoorn area. Now those 5 species are your Cape Cobra, your puff adder, your boomslang, your rinkles, and also your coral shield-nosed cobra. Those are the only deadly snakes that we find in this area right over here. So in the midsummer, female cobras will lay 8 to 20 eggs, and when the babies hatch, they're about 30 to 40 centimeters long. So they're quite big babies. Very beautiful black band on their neck, and they are just as dangerous as the adults from the second that they are hatched. A lot of people think that baby snakes are more dangerous than adults. This is true, but also not really. Because baby snakes, they've got more predators that they've got to watch out for. So, as I mentioned, with the black mamba, there's less friction needed to set them off. They will strike quicker, they will inject more venom because there's a much bigger threat to their life. Even though they still do have some control over the venom glands, but because they're smaller, they've got less venom than the adults. So, the two kind of balance out there.
Sparky, we have, Sally Lynn, Rivet Mold, Mama Mold. She is saying, Sparky, your knowledge is impressive. I thank you for enlightening us all. Love the snakes.
Much. It's so great to hear. Yeah,
Garrett is saying that, sorry Sparky, Garrett is saying that these snakes are really lucky to have you.
I think I'm more lucky to have them, because without these snakes, I wouldn't be able to give you guys this talk. It's great to have a passion like this. And I'm so fortunate to be able to deal it with, to share it with you guys. Sorry, I went to Afrikaans there. I'm so lucky to share it with you guys. And as you can see, she is absolutely just such a well-behaved snake. I'm actually seeing here, but this was left by the brown cobra earlier. I'm just going to move her tail aside. Marlies, if you want to, you can move a little bit closer. Her attention is on me right now. If you look here by the tip of the stick, you can see a yellow mark right over here. Now this is a secretion that the previous cobra actually excreted from her cloaca. This is a defense mechanism known as musking. So what the snake does, it excretes a smelly, very bad tasting odor from its cloaca, and this is to tell the predator or the attacker, like if an animal is busy biting the snake or trying to bite the snake, and they get some of that musk in their mouth, this is the snake's way of saying, listen here man, I smell bad, I taste bad, like I don't have a lot of nutrients, like I'm not worth it. I'm too much trouble, I'm not going to be worth the effort. And a lot of times it does work, the animals smell it, they don't like it, move on because they think, nah, it's not worth it, and then they move on. And then they don't have to use their venom for defense. So yes, what's right over here? You can see she's very inquisitive, just turning the head to look around.
Very aware.
very, very weird. Now, cobras are, one of the things that impressed me the most about them is if you actually take the time to look at them, you know, to have a look at their face, to check what's going on, you can actually see the cogs and the gears turning as they're thinking, you know, calculating, okay, where to go, where's an escape route, is there a tree, can I go up this tree, is there a burrow somewhere, behind what can I hide, you know, like they are very, very smart thinking snakes. It's also very interesting, sometimes in captivity you can see them try to dig. You know, they don't have any arms or legs, but they use their snout, they kind of bulldoze into the ground, turn their head around, and then just pull a whole lot of sand back. Do the same, push their head in the ground, turn it the other way, and pull the sand back again. And that's how they can dig in underneath rocks, only if it's loose soil or sandy soil. Yeah. Very beautiful girl. I'm just going to ask Marlies if she doesn't mind if I quickly take hold of the camera so I can just show you guys a very, very close-up of her face. You guys don't have to worry, I'm not going to put myself in danger, I'm not going to put the camera in danger. Just want to show you guys how absolutely beautiful the snake is. Sorry, I just quickly went off screen there. There you can see. Very, very beautiful snake. Beautiful coloration. She's absolutely gorgeous, very, very calm. Hey girl. Alright, I'm going to hand back to Marlies.
Wow, that was amazing. So I'm too scared to do that. Sparky is a trained professional. We have a lot of respect for knowledge here at Kanga Wildlife Ranch. It is what keeps us and our visitors and obviously our staff safe. Knowledge is power.
Definitely. Here we go, girl. So do we have any last questions before we end the show? No last questions? Alright. So guys, just from my side and from Kanga's side, we do really, really appreciate everything you guys are doing for us. From the beautiful comments on the snakes to the donations you guys are making, we do really appreciate all the love you give to us. Thank you so much for allowing us to come into your homes to share our animals with you. We look forward to doing much, much more of this with you guys. So yeah, go follow our social media pages, check us on Facebook, Instagram. We're also new to YouTube. We're going to try things out there. So yeah, I'm looking forward to see much, much more of you guys. Thank you very much and have a nice day.
Bye, baby girl. Oh, she's beautiful. Bye, everyone.